Okay, now that I've given you, oh yeah, welcome back to the new rant video. Now that I've gotten you welcomed or accustomed or given you the background, the pretext information on this rant video that I'm doing right now, I wanted to talk about something that had been going through my head lately as I was going through, my life, really, in my mind, thinking about what happened and all that stuff, what I've done wrong and everything. And there's one thing that I've actually regret. Okay, so as I was saying, there was actually a girl in between Allie and Ashley that I don't normally talk about because she's not from Illinois. She's not from my home state. I dated a girl who lived in California, Grass Valley, California to be specific, and I met her on a website or a chat site, whatever, called Tango. Yes. Again, my username was Odd Enigma, as you can see. I kind of like that name, so I kept it. I talked to quite a few people on Tango. A lot of them were good, nice friends. They were all awesome people who were pretty awesome to talk to. But there was one girl in particular I got really close to. I mean, really close to. Like, okay, there was this girl with the username of 222333 Ginny. 3 2s, 3 3s, and the name Ginny. Pretty sure the G was lowercase. Anyway, she got rid of that Shango account. She has a new one, XXX monkey something XXX. I've written it down somewhere, and I found it when I was cleaning out my paperwork or whatever that I had stuffed in my room somewhere, or that I stuffed in my room in general. Well, there was this girl. Okay, her name was Rebecca Boundy, or Becca. And I'd fallen for her. I'm not gonna lie, I fell for her. She was beautiful, and I knew she was real, and I knew she was a girl because, one, we talked on the phone a lot. We could not video chat because, well, I did not have a webcam of any sort, any way, shape, or form. I did not have a webcam at all. So, I did what I did best. Well, I couldn't. I just talked to her on the phone a lot. Like, almost daily, we talked on the phone for a really long time. Like, that was when my calling went up more than my text. Because we did text, but her dad checked her text messages and some stuff because her parents were divorced and whatnot. But I'd fallen hard for this girl. And to this day, I think I would still, I don't know if I'd still be with her, but I think I would still love her. Like, I still have feelings for her, obviously. There will always be a part in my heart for Rebecca Boundy. She's my biggest what if. She really is my biggest what if. What if I had stayed with her? What if I turned out different? What difference would have that made? What if I had gone out with Ashley? What if I had gone out with Alicia? The what ifs are real with this one. Honestly, I was really smitten by Rebecca Boundy, so much that I wrote like a journal type entry about her, basically my thoughts down that I could remember about her. And it's interesting reading those now because of just how much I've changed. Like, personally, I'm a more upbeat person. I'm a more positive person. Not by much, but I am. I really am. I'm a more personalized person than I was when I was 14, 15. Okay, I was 15. I was 15. Yeah, I was 15 when I was with her, or when I dated her. I was a more upbeat person when I was I was a more upbeat I'm a more upbeat person now than I was when I was 15. 15, I was still in kind of that slumpish, but I got out of it during the later half of my freshman, early sophomore year, mainly because I didn't have that stress of being with Allie anymore. I didn't have that fear of speaking. I didn't have that fear of doing something wrong. I didn't have that fear of being a reject or a screw up in a relationship. I didn't have that fear anymore, so I didn't have that stress. I didn't have that depression, that edge, I guess you could say. Oh my god, that's a pun. Yes. Oh my god, yes, that was a pun. And I just now realized that after the fact. But, honestly, the reason why Rebecca Bounty is my biggest what if is because there was chemistry between us. Like, on a personal aspect, there was chemistry. Like, if I lived in Grass Valley, if I lived in Glass Valley, California. Yeah, guys, Glass Valley, California. That's the thing. If I lived in Grass Valley, California, I'm pretty sure we would have dated for a lot longer than what we did. Because that was my biggest reason why I broke up with her. It was because she was 8,000 miles away from me. Constantly. And there was nothing either one of us could do to go visit each other. And I'd like to think that if she lived in Taylorville, Illinois, or somewhere remotely around here, or me remotely around Grass Valley, California, things would have ended up differently and more positive. Like, we would have been a happy couple going on 4 years. I don't know. I don't know if we would have lasted 4 years. I'd like to think we would have. Then again, I like to think a lot of things. Like, I'd like to think we would have been a really long relationship had we been together, or had we lived near each other. But we didn't. We lived 1,000 miles apart, me in Illinois and her in California. And, well, that really was, it really was my biggest thing. And we couldn't, like, talk face to face because I didn't have a webcam. Like I said, I didn't have a laptop when I was 15. I didn't get a laptop till my 17th birthday. Yeah. Because my 16th birthday, instead of getting a laptop, I chose a 3DS, which I don't regret at all. Because my 3DS is one of my babies. I don't regret that at all. I really thoroughly enjoy my 3DS. But seriously, she is and will always be my biggest what. Honestly, Rebecca Boundy was one of the greatest things to ever happen to me at that moment. She was one of the greatest things to ever happen from Chitango that I could have never foreseen in my entire life. And there are just so many things I wish I could have done better. Like, what possibly might have happened had I stayed with her? Had I not broken up with her, what would have happened between us? Or how long would we have lasted? Honestly, those are the thoughts I have every once in a while. Like, what different would have happened in my life had we stayed together? And honestly, I have no qualms about it, or I have no qualms about the fact that I had feelings for her. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts, I did. Like, she was an amazing girl, and she will always, well, I will always like to think of her as my paramour, because that was the cute nickname I gave her, as the twisted romantic guy, I guess you could say. I don't know. I was her Romeo. That was the nickname she gave me because I told her I was reading Romeo's lines in English. So she decided to call me Romeo from now on. And because of Romeo, I started using the word paramour. So I started calling her my paramour, and things just stuck. But honestly, okay, that was quite funny, not gonna lie. But really, I'd honestly sometimes wonder what my life would have been like had I not broken up with her. Because I didn't break up with her because I'd lost feelings for her. No. I broke up with her because she was 1,000 miles apart, and I didn't think it was fair for either of us. Mainly because I couldn't be there for her physically. Like, I couldn't hug her. I couldn't hold her. I couldn't kiss her. I couldn't be a boyfriend on the physical aspect. Why the hell are you pausing the game, Philip? Let's find out the mystery, shall we? Okay, there we go. Mystery solved. I got 6 of 10 Wolfbane nerds. But yeah, really, I often literally wonder what would have happened. What would have been different had I stayed with her? Because I didn't lose feelings for her. I still cared about her as much as I did in the beginning. And I still liked her as much as I did in the beginning. But I didn't think it was fair for either of us. I didn't think it was fair for her more than me. Because I couldn't be there for her as a physical aspect. I couldn't be there for her to lean on and all that stuff. I couldn't be your typical boyfriend. Really, honestly, that's all it came down to. That's all it boiled down to. Was I felt guilty because I couldn't be there physically for her. And it got to me. It weighed down on me. It kind of got me depressed again, but not to the extent Allie did. Which is why I'd like to think that I know she hates me. If she even does remember me in the same sense I do her. But if she does, then she probably does hate me. But I never broke up with her because I didn't like her anymore. Because I lost feelings for her. No. I broke up with her because she was 1,000 miles away and there was nothing I could do physically to be there for her when she was sad. I couldn't hold her. I couldn't be there for her. I couldn't be that shoulder to cry on. I couldn't be that body to hug, to comfort, to make her feel relaxed, and that kind of sense. Like, your voice and your words can only go so far that the physical body can far supersede in times of needs like that. Stop texting. Jesus. I don't want your pauses. But yeah. I don't know, I have really no excuse for it. And I deserve to be hated by her. She deserves to dislike me. I gave her every reason to dislike me. Not on purpose, but it just kind of ended up that way. But I never hated her. I never disliked her. Okay, that was pretty sweet. Not gonna lie. And patrol member escaped. And I was like, what? There was another patrol member of the 2 I just killed? Whoops. Whatever. But, yeah, I honestly didn't feel like it was right for me to be with her. Now it is. Okay, that's a great start to this different video. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. There we go. Hopefully that's the start of where we start. Yeah, he didn't say any of that. Anyway, I didn't feel like it was fair. I really didn't. Honestly thought it was just bad. The way that I couldn't be there for her in ways that I probably, well, that I should have been, or that a boyfriend should be. Granted, I couldn't because I was 1,000 miles away. But ever since then, every once in a while, I always wonder what would have happened in my life had we stayed together, or had we lived closer together. Again, via me being in California or her being in Illinois. Either way, I don't really care. I just wondered, what would it have been like? But guess I'll never know. And again, like I said, I never want to hurt the ones I love most, but I hurt her in ways I never wanted to. So, and that made me feel really, really bad, which is probably why I was depressed for a little while afterwards. Because I did hurt her in such a way, and I never wanted to, really. I've always cared about her. I always want the best for her too. And honestly, I think we could have been something more and stronger had we lived next to each other. And I had not felt guilty about holding her back. You know, she's a senior in high school this year. I remember that much. She was a grade below me. She wasn't much younger than me, actually. I don't even think she was much younger than Allie. I think her birthday was in April or something. So yeah, she was about 2 months younger than Allie, and Allie was in my grade, so I think it was the reason why I didn't feel weird about dating a girl a grade younger than me. That and the fact that I did so many times in high school. Jesus Christ. But honestly, that's one thing that I will always wonder about. Is what could have been had I not felt guilty about holding her back. Had I not felt guilty about being a mediocre boyfriend because I couldn't be there for her right next to her. Like, honestly, what is there? What could have been, really? That's like one of the biggest questions I've been asking myself ever since then. As far as when I look back on that kind of stuff, I always come back to her because I hurt her. That's one thing I never like. I never like hurting the people I care about most, no matter how insignificant they are, or really, no matter how big they are to me. Like, comparatively, if I hurt Bo compared to, I don't know, say Perry, I don't know. Like, I'd probably feel worse about hurting Bo than Perry, but I'd still feel bad either way. Because I just don't like hurting people I care about. The fact that I have done it makes me sick. It makes me sad. It's just kind of petty, but in the end it doesn't matter. I still hurt them. It was still bad, and it was still wrong, and it was something that I shouldn't have done. Something that I feel like I shouldn't have done. But hurting her, and the fact that I felt so strong about her, and then I felt that way, I felt so strong towards her because I really, really liked her. I really did. Like, you would almost say I loved her. To an extent, I kind of did. And a high school kind of way or in a relationship kind of way. I did love her in that kind of sense. I loved her as much as I could, and I did as much as I could to be a great boyfriend, and with the resources I could. But I couldn't, because I was 1,000 miles away, and I could only use my cell phone to talk to her, text her, talk to her on Chitango, and other stuff like that. Well, not other stuff like that. That was it. That was all I could. Like, that was all I could do. Because I didn't have a webcam, like I said at the time, because I didn't have my laptop, so I couldn't face cam in that kind of sense. So I couldn't talk to her face to face like she wanted. And honestly, I wanted to too. I really did. Like, but I couldn't, because I just didn't have the resources. Is that kid holding the Master Sword? I think that kid's holding the Master Sword. Hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. That kid's got to be holding the Master Sword. I don't care. That kid is holding the Master Sword. That kid is holding the Master Sword from the Legend of Zelda series. I just now realized this. And oh my god, he's a wizard. Holy crap. I'm kidding. I already knew he was a wizard. But, really the main reason I did break up with Rebecca Boundy was because I felt bad, because I felt like I was holding her back and I wasn't being the best boyfriend she could possibly have, because I was 1,000 miles away and I couldn't be there for her on the physical aspect of a boyfriend level, like the holding, the comforting, and all that stuff. I mean, my words and my voice can only do so much, and I realized that, and I was only 15, and she was only 14, so, again, there wasn't much I could have done, really, but, honestly, she will always be my biggest what if. My California girl. And even though I do know she hates me, I don't hate her. She has her reasons for hating me. I gave her those reasons, and odds are I hope that they helped her get over me and find someone else. Even though I can't be there for her in the way I want to. Though I couldn't be there for her in the way I would have loved to. Even though I couldn't be next to her like I always wanted. I will always have to deal with the burning, agonizing question of what if. But, you know what? It is what it is, and I hope she's had a wonderful life up until this point. I hope she's had a fantastic life up until this point. I hope she's gotten over me. And I hope I didn't hurt her too bad. Because it would just kill me if I hurt her that bad. But she's a strong girl. She was really enthusiastic, and she was one of the nicest, weirdest, and sweetest people I'd ever known and ever met, even though we never met in person. I still loved her from 1,000 miles, and even though it wasn't as strong as I would have liked, or, well, not as strong, because it was good, but it wasn't, you know, up close and personal, because of the distance we had, which, it hurts. It does. But, kind of way, and you move on, you fight on, and I hope that she did get over me, because I got over her for the most part. She's still my biggest what if. I just always wish the best for her. I want nothing for her but to succeed, because the English language certainly isn't my first language, apparently. Kidding. Considering I love writing and everything English, apparently pronunciating it is just not my game. But there's one thing I could tell Rebecca, 19 to 18-year-old versions. Is that I didn't break up with you because I didn't like you or love you. I didn't do it because I didn't care. I did it because I did care. I did it because I didn't think it was fair. And while I know it hurt, and you might not like me, you might even hate me. I might be the thing you want to spit out and stomp on and destroy. But I hope that you can forgive me. Hi God, Rebecca Boundy. You are one of the greatest people I've ever met. People, you're plural now. You hear that, Rebecca? You're plural now. You're one of the greatest person. You're one of the greatest person. I'm struggling with the English language at 1 in the morning. Who would have thunk it? You're one of the greatest person I've ever met. You're one of the greatest girls I've ever met. And nothing can take that away from you. So, with that, this is over. It's an emotional rant. Hope y'all liked it. Give it a like. Comment if you will. I'd enjoy your feedback. And subscribe. That'd be awesome. Hope y'all have a good day. Remember, only you can be the best you can possibly be. Ta-ta for now.